It's the Zach Sang Show. We got Heather, we got Dan, and we have Axwell and Ingrosso.
Yeah, thank you.
He's snapping.
Hi, friends.
Snap, snap, snap.
Dude,
We just came here to...
chill.
Yes,
That's all you want to do.
exactly.
I hope you're digging the couch. I hope it's chill.
It's very nice.
Where is like home base always for you? Or
Sweden, Stockholm.
yeah. And by home base, how much time are you actually spending there?
More than you might think.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking? Like a majority, or how many weeks are you touring now?
Well, wow, stop counting after.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we don't count because then either we would come to the conclusion that we're almost always home,
Yeah.
or our wives would be right that we're always away. So we haven't really.
You just let it go.
Yeah, we're just away sometimes, and
Home others.
yeah, so we just keep it like not clear.
I like that.
Yeah.
You have a new single out right now. It's called Renegade. It's off the new
True.
EP that drops May 24th. It's called More Than You Know.
Correct.
How are we feeling about this, the latest incarnation?
It's great. We are feeling really good because it's 4 diverse songs from us that like really gives you a little bit of everything. Like for example, the first one is called How Do You Feel Right Now, which is a song that we've played a lot in our live shows, which is a great party starter.
It really
Renegade is like a late Friday afternoon in your car.
It's a perfect summer song.
Exactly, just like chilling and going to a party, and then eventually at that said party, you will be listening to the song called More Than You Know, which is like just full on festival, let's go, you know? And then eventually at that same party, where you've stayed a little bit too long and the sun is coming up, you'll listen to this song called Dawn, which is like a sort of progressive electronic symphony kind of thing.
Nice.
So it's 4 very different songs.
So when you're creating Renegade, do you go in with the mindset of saying, okay, I want to create a summer song. I want to create something that one can just drive around with their windows down to? Or do you kind of give them a definition after it's already been created?
I think we go in with an idea.
Yeah.
Because you have to like capture a vibe. And it's good to have that vision in your head of what vibe that is.
How do you put yourself in that vibe? Like, how does that...
You just think about it.
yeah. Like that, I guess that's the art, right?
Yeah.
Being able to put yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
How do you split the process between the two of you? How do you divide
It's
and conquer?
different.
Yeah?
Every time is different.
So
Every
on
song.
Renegade, break it down.
Well, we've been working together on that, you know, since the beginning of this track. But sometimes we kind of divide ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we work together, and
The thing is, we kind of like work first. I would work a little bit on a song, right? And then Seb will work on it a little bit, and I will work on another song. And so we'll work on it in turns, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he would then add stuff or take away stuff that I did, and then I'll get it back and I'll take away all the stuff that he did and add stuff that I did. And, you know, eventually we will massage it to like a finished product.
And are you guys writing the lyrics to these songs too, or are you working with other
it
writers?
was 2 guys called Salem and Vincent who
Cool.
wrote the lyrics. Yeah.
Very cool. And now are you working with the same person who writes the lyrics every time for this EP, or
Pretty much.
changing it up?
Actually, they've written all the lyrics, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
For
nice.
more than you know, and that. And we worked with them back in the day as well, like On My Way and Something New. So they are like we're in the same studio complex all together. So
Okay, cool.
Who's
Yeah.
singing on Renegade?
Vincent and Salem,
yeah,
Okay.
2 guys. They're also known as Vargas and Lagola. They have a small little project.
Do you feel like
Or
it's
small,
important to take like either more like, I wouldn't say no name, but under like not discovered artists opposed to like bigger artists? Does that
that's
make a difference?
better. Like I feel like that's more interesting, you know, because everybody is like now having a song with Justin Bieber or nothing
Exactly.
at all. Like if Justin Bieber's not on the song, then it's over.
Why have a song?
Is it even a song?
You know what I mean? So
I
like,
hate that
for
that
us,
exists.
it's always been more interesting about hearing a song and wondering who it is. You know, like for example, you know, when we made Save the World and Don't You Worry Child with Swedish House Mafia, nobody knew who that was.
Yeah,
singing.
exactly.
And the same with On My Way, Something New. And so that's what we feel is exciting. Having said that, we also collaborate with known artists, but like there's something to the first time you hear somebody and you wonder who that is.
It allows the song also to be like unbiasedly judged and like listened to and soaked in, right? Like there's no preconceived anything with an artist already attached or whatever, and allows the song to speak on its integrity rather than like a giant flashing name that's distracting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do you think about like people like DJ Khaled? And I know you guys are completely different, but he just takes the biggest artist, throws them on a song, and they go number one.
Well, that's also like an art, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how the procedure in the studio goes. You know, maybe he has the vision, or, you know, maybe he wakes up in the morning and says, I want to make a song with that guy, together with that guy, and it has to sound like that. And that's pretty important also, you know.
So you'll never be in the studio and be like, you know, let's get Lord if we want to make a big radio hit. You'll never do that?
We would never like take somebody for the sake of what
having their name.
No, but when we did I Love You, for example, we wanted a person to rap and sing. And for that, you know, we selected Kid Ink, you know, because that was his style, you know, so we like custom selected him for that. So we also do that.
So, but that song existed before Kid Ink, and you went to Kid Ink thinking that like he could be a great
It was
fit.
not released, but it was... Yeah,
there was like a, you know, we already had the female hooks and everything, but just needed his part.
The one last piece.
Yeah.
So do you tell him like what kind of verse you want, or do you kind of give him like free range to do whatever?
No, we always give, you know, free range to people to be creative, and, you know, and then if we feel like they are kind of like totally out of proportion, we kind of say, you know, maybe you should try a little bit like this. Because you don't want to block people straight away and saying, you know, you should do like that. And they're like, what?
Yeah, then it never goes well.
Have you had a session that kind of just went south?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Many.
Yeah. No, but like south in a way that it actually became also better in the end. For example, the song Dream Bigger that we made a while back, we were in the studio with Pharrell, and we had this idea that he was going to rap, you know, and he was like, yeah, okay, or I'll just do this. And he just sang Dream Big, Dream Bigger, and we were like, oh, God damn it. How are we gonna? What do we do now with this? You know, this is not what we wanted. Then we actually, after a while, we're like, actually, maybe this is better.
Really?
Yeah. So it can go in any direction.
Do you tell him that like rapping is not the thing, but we're gonna stick with this anyway, or do you just let it happen?
We
and let the
tried
song...
to make him to do the rap part, you know, but he had a vision, and we.
Yeah, his vision was actually better than our vision when you think about it.
Pharrell knows best.
Because, you know, he kind of had this way of thinking that if I've done one thing for Neptunes, and I've done another thing for Daft Punk, and I've done another thing for my own project.
Yeah.
When I work with you, I want to do a totally different thing that I've never done for these other projects, so it's exclusive, and I really respect that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something you guys have to battle with as artists, right? Not duplicating yourself or not having the same sound and having variety consistently.
And that's also hard because a lot of your fans want the more of the same.
Yeah.
You know, so when you evolve, as we get bored of old songs, you know, you want to create new songs, and that people are like, oh, I like the old you. I'm like, yeah, but it's now that already, you know, exists.
Yeah,
that's gone.
But I also understand that, because like when I'm a fan of somebody, like I was a Neptunes fan, a huge Neptunes fan. When I discovered them, I was so happy that there was like 100 songs that sounded the same. I was like, indulge in the same. You know, I didn't want like 100 different ones. So it's a battle, you know.
But isn't that like, are you then a fan of the song and not the artist?
That's what I mean.
I don't know. The sound, I guess.
Yeah, the sound maybe, yeah. Because I'm a little bit the opposite. I like when I get an album from Kanye West, for example, and I don't know what to expect the next song I hear. I'm like, okay, let's go on a trip. Let's go on a musical journey here. If the songs are the same, I would be a little bit, okay.
I get it. Wow.
It's different.
Yeah.
But I like artists that's changed all the time. Like if you look at Michael Jackson or Kanye West, for example, they never repeated themselves, but they have a red line like, through their voice.
And they also change in stages, right? Like we had Miley Cyrus in here this morning, and you can look back at like every album she's ever released, and like it's a different version of her every time, right? It's not, so it's like, I mean, it's like one album is one certain sound in one certain way, and then the next album is a completely different sound in a completely different way, top to bottom. But I
think that's cool.
Yeah, you're still a fan of the artist because you're actually maybe a part of their growth and their evolution.
That's what we hope.
Their life.
That people will be.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't mean to like go back to Swedish House Mafia because I know it's so in the past. But Was there an obvious change in your sound once you made that change?
Not an obvious, just like a gradual, ever constant change.
Yeah.
That there always was.
We didn't really think that much. We just
It wasn't
had fun.
like
Yeah.
it wasn't like now we're going to depart from that. You know, it was just. If you think about Swedish House Mafia songs, they were all very different from each other. Also,
They were.
so it's just like, I guess we just get bored, and after one song you want to do something else.
Do you think "Don't You Worry, Child" is a timeless record? Like,
Yeah.
If you ask me, I would say yes.
yeah, I agree.
Because not because it's our own record, but I heard it on the radio actually in Sweden the other week, and I was like, wow, this still sounds okay. It still sounds like it means what it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Holds up.
So I think that people will look back at that record and think about the whole era and a whole time of a genre that kind of like took over and stuff.
That song and you guys were instrumental in the creation of what modern day mainstream house music was, right? I mean, you could say that. I can say that.
You said that.
I mean, I'll easily say it. But you look around the scene now, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's changed.
But that's good. Everything has to change all the time for it to come back also. You understand what I mean? We met a lot of, legends in the studios that we worked with, and they all kind of say the same thing, that, things just move, and it has to move, because it has to go around, and sometimes it goes back, and sometimes disco comes back, sometimes, Berlin techno versus rap comes, people just want to experiment, and I think that's important. People just have to keep on experiment.
But is that ever changing? Like, is the fact that everything is always changing, do you feel like you're forced to change with it? Like, if disco comes back, do you need to?
No.
But
no. Because if there's a wave of a sound that's happening, you should do the complete opposite. Because if you are trying to catch that wave, you're always going to be too late.
Yeah.
There's
That's
always
true.
going to be too many people already doing that.
And
so
you know what?
You have to, like, whatever is popular now, just do the complete opposite.
And I hope a lot of artists hear what you just said, because right now the scene is folky, right?
But
Who's doing folky music, and everybody's trying to get on that board.
It's the same, we've been in the music business for more than 10 years, and
For more than you know.
Yeah, for more than you know. And it's the same thing every year, every time music industry comes to, someone like Neptunes, for example, or Timbaland, when they did one sound, all the A&Rs at the labels wanted everyone to make that sound.
Yeah.
But when all these people started write songs and make the sound, somebody else just came in and just made a new sound, and all those songs were to waste. You know what I mean? So you should just listen to yourself and try to do something that
But it's
never
quite
been
an
done.
easy, like, if you can't just listen to yourself, it's a very easy, like, note to have on your hand. Popular sound, go the other way. Like, it's just a little rule.
So what do you guys think of the Chainsmokers and what they're doing?
I
I think it's good.
actually love their
It's
new
pretty cool how
single.
they developed
Yeah.
themselves.
And they took a sound and from a certain genre, and they also kind of like came from a DJ thing, and now they're singing in a band, and I think that they just did that nobody did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took a sound and they did, a whole kind of like indie rock / I don't know even, how to pronounce their sound. That's a cool thing,
But I think it's because I was not expecting you to say that, because they get so much hate today, and like I was expecting from the two of the world's biggest DJs, you'd be like, no, they're trash or whatever. But it
Why
seems like
should-
you're
No,
But
saying,
like Seb said, actually they created like a sound.
yeah,
They did, and that's you have to respect that.
Yeah, 100%.
For somebody to create a little part of the music history for themselves,
yeah, true.
that's not.
They had the guts to do that, and respect. It's not an easy thing when you have gigs in Vegas already, and everything is safe and sound, and you're like, you know what? Let's just try and do that thing. We might lose everything,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
but they won everything. So
Sure
I mean,
did,
respect
yeah.
to them.
Well, they won, but also, one of the glaring things with them is that the songs might sound too similar, right? There's too much of a consistency in that
that's
sound.
coming back to what people like.
Yeah, you're right.
Sure.
If you hear one song that you love, you would love 10 of that song.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
So like, I
Yeah,
could never do that
actually.
because I would get bored, But it has been something that I felt sometimes is a disadvantage.
But also that comes
to
back
not
to
be
what
able
we
to-
said earlier than that. And it's that maybe it's only this album, you know, maybe
Yeah.
this is only this album, and next album they do
Disco,
you know.
whatever. You
But
know?
like,
We always
actually,
come back to disco.
That's
I actually,
always lead to
does.
disco.
if you know, I'm actually a little bit jealous for them to be able to repeat themselves so many times.
Really?
Because I can't. You know, I can
Yeah.
make one and then I'm like, ugh, you know.
Yeah, I'm done.
But they've been able to keep same-ish, you know.
How do you balance each other out?
Oof.
They both go, oof.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Do we seem like we do?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's a very nice yin and yang thing. I mean, you guys.
Well,
have been
maybe
together for
that's
a
It
while.
has to be like that, you
Yeah.
know. I think I don't know. I've met the Chainsmokers a couple of times, but I don't know them personally that well. But I think every duo has to have. I have to have something that maybe he doesn't have, and he has to have something that I don't have, you know, to complete. Otherwise,
Yeah, I think so. I think that you know, sometimes I think that, you know, sometimes there's stuff that I'm like, I can't do this, and then Seb has the energy to do that, and then I can see for a short period of time like, he's actually useful, you know what I mean? and then the same happens maybe opposite, you know, maybe he's like, I can't, and then I maybe have the energy to do that, and he's like, I see the purpose of our relationship. You know what I mean?
Makes
So
sense
there's
now.
the small things, you know, combine those with many things, and then
yeah, true.
What has been the biggest challenge so far on this journey?
Well, the biggest challenge has been the music, I guess. You know, we have so many songs, and you know how to finish them and how to kind of like create, and like we were speaking about that earlier today. Like we made maybe 10 songs, and when we started the album, for example,
Yeah.
and now we're releasing EPs. Like, okay, we have one sound now, but the 8th song that we begin with is not sounding that fresh anymore, and we kind of want to change that. And we get, like he said, we get super bored.
Yeah.
So that's challenging, you know, because we get bored easily. So now we kind of like came up with an idea to release EPs, and we just moved into a new studio, and it feels great. So that's been the most challenging thing, I guess.
The idea that you can constantly release music, I feel like that's good for you guys, right?
Yeah.
yeah, because the thing is like we are out playing, and then you get input from like the crowd, and you feel like,
Yeah.
I want a song that goes like this now. I want to make a song in my set that is doing this thing, and then you want to go home to studio and make it and put it out pretty much like the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
That's how
love
it has to
releasing
be
like
now.
But that's it. That's where the industry's going, right? The consumption rate is
And
so
also,
high.
before, a couple of years ago, it was like people were waiting for like someone to release music, or I'm gonna wait for Madonna to release. I'm just saying, today, if they don't listen to your music, they're like, okay, whatever, go listen to that guy's music. I don't care.
Every Friday, new music is dropping like crazy, and it's not one new song. It's not just one new album. It's 3 or 4 new albums. It's 3 new singles. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think that hurts or helps music?
Both, I guess. You know, I seen my kids how they listen to music, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, after 15 seconds, they're like, next. I'm like, but you haven't even listened to the verse. Like, it's now, you know,
You don't even
it's a
know the
bridge
story.
coming, and also they're like, next, boring, next. You know, but I think it's good in one way. You know,
which way is that?
I don't know yet. I have to figure it out. But I think it's good because before, when you were listening to music, you wanted to have files into your iPod or phone, or you were actually downloading physical files or whatever you can call it. Now, everybody listens to so much music, so it has to be streamed.
Yes.
And that's good for the music industry because, you know, people are paying every month to stream music. So that's a good sign for the music industry because it was a little bit of a downer before.
It gives birth to new
But I
artists
guess-
that you would never know before, I
Yeah.
guess.
I guess that, you know, maybe it's not good, maybe it's not bad, but also it's inevitable, you know.
Yes.
It could never have stayed the same. Nothing could ever.
No,
have stayed
it's
the
true.
But it's about, you know, keeping intact the integrity of the art that you create and not feeling like you're giving in to the system. And,
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, and that's up to everybody, I guess, themselves. You know, to make, as long as you make music that you like, that you genuinely like, man, then at least you've done your part. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you guys explain something to Heather? Yesterday she was saying she doesn't understand why people pay to see DJs play at like arenas, like the Staples Center,
Well,
Barclays Center, because there's seats and you can't really dance
Throw
around.
me under the bus.
You can stand on some of
but I
them.
mean, it's an interesting question because that question we heard before first time 7 years ago, and it comes up once in a while, the question. But I think that, you know, the guitar and the whole rock band thing, you know, people were a bit interested in something new, you know, and I guess that, you know, like dance music was punk a little bit, and it when punk goes into an arena, people want to go see it. You understand what I mean? Like, what's going on? What is this? We've never seen a rave, or what you can call it now. It's concerts, but a rave into Madison Square Garden. I want to see Madison Square Garden get trashed, or that energy in that room I've never seen before. And then people want to see something new. You know what I mean? And today people are used to the DJ thing. Obviously, it kind of like develops into singing, some people drumming, and sometimes we drum, you know, sometimes we don't sing, but we bring out singers, and so, you know, everything develops, but it was a new thing. And even I saw, you can Google it actually, on YouTube, you saw this guy who's, I got blocked in my, what's his name, the guy from, what's his name? What's his
Come
name?
on.
60s band, The Doors. What's his name?
Jim Morrison.
Morrison.
Yeah.
He actually, there's an interview with him from early 70s on YouTube, and he says, so how do you see the future in music? And I don't know if he's high or anything, but he has his glasses on. He's like, he talks about R&B coming together with like country music, and then he says, I see like one man, machines, tapes, wow, like a big crowd, and like one man with like tapes kind of thing. That's pretty.
That's
called it.
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, you can Google it.
I don't want to
do it
now,
right
but
now.
that's really awesome. Wow.
So you guys put so much work into these live shows with like the lights and everything, and there's still some people that just think like you guys get paid tons of money to press play. Does that bother you?
I mean,
Yeah, that bothers us.
yeah, of course.
But you know, we know that. I mean, that's not the case. Like,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, also,
But it's like it's.
but also,
people have a lot of misconceptions about many things.
That's true.
I mean, also you can see bands like Kraftwerk that kind of like doesn't have their synthesizers even plugged in, and people go pay to see them. Even I will go pay to see them just because they stand there are cool, and I will listen to their music, because you know what I mean. Like, but we DJ, we actually DJ when we play. We don't really just play on one song, but the preparations before and all the songwriting before, all the instruments playing before, this is just our way to perform. You know what I mean? So
Actually,
it's a new way
good question coming up right here now on that. So, if you were to see Coldplay stand and play their music, but with no instruments plugged in, would you rather see them or a cover band of Coldplay that played the instruments much better than Coldplay, but it wasn't Coldplay?
The first one.
Yeah,
that.
I'd want to see.
Yeah, I'd want to
Coldplay.
see Chris Martin running around.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, still not
So,
a fan
yeah,
of
I guess,
Coldplay,
yeah.
but yeah, I'd rather see Coldplay.
So that's the same like for us, you know. You see us play our music. That's
Yeah, you guys are on stage playing what you've created.
Yeah.
But also, then I really like the idea, but I'm crazy, what Kanye West did in Madison Square Garden when he had his biggest listening party of all time, like sold out Madison Square Garden, when he just plugged in his phone and you can hear his emails coming in. He's like, sorry, my Dropbox is kind of like at a sold out Madison Square Garden. He's just playing his new album. You can just hear like WhatsApp messages coming in. I
It's
think
real.
that's real.
Yeah.
Like, I like that.
What did you think of Kanye doing shows and selling out without ever seeing his face? Right? He was on top. He would float across the audience on this giant stage, and it would be pitch black. You wouldn't even see him, but he was there. So you think? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe I'm
Because he
going to
was
get
on
a lot
top
of
the-
hate for this, but I really, really look up to Kanye West. I think he's moving things forward. I know that people hate him and people think he's weird, but I
don't
swear
get him.
that my kids, maybe their kids, will have Kanye West quotes on the wall, like, you know, yeah, remember, you know, I think so, you know. He's a bit crazy, but I really respect what he does.
I'm gonna get Mike's son a quote of his tweet that says cherubs. All I wanted was cherubs on my rug.
You see?
His tweets are pretty good.
There, he really is a genius.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, from one day to another, a little bit.
Yeah, right.
There's questionable moments.
It's like, and
but
then,
I mean, the whole world kind of. What he was, I'm just not going to talk about him too much, but what he was saying a couple of years ago is what's happening now. That's what I respect. He was saying in radio interviews like, why can't I get respected as a designer?
Yes.
Because everyone in the world didn't respect a guy that came from the music business in Chicago, didn't go to school in Switzerland to handcraft a jeans jacket. But he's like, but everybody wants to dress like me. I'm a designer then, I guess. But what's happening now is that DJs like Virgil or people like having Off-White, that's what's happening now. But he was talking about that already 4 years ago.
Prolific.
And was angry about that. But now it's happening. So he's kind of knows stuff that we don't really know when it comes to stuff.
The Jim Morrison of our time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I really respect what he's...
Kanye West tribute.
Are you guys competitive?
Sometimes.
I didn't know that.
Now they are.
Yeah. No, I mean, not with each other.
Oh.
But I mean, you could be competitive with each other, but I mean, you guys are on
okay.
one team.
You've meant with other people.
Yeah. I mean, there is
sometimes.
competition.
Of course.
Yeah, but we've won so many competitions.
You really have.
It's like
You made many lists.
it's not as crazy. It's not. It used to be. It used to be like, wow, we can't play before that guy or after that guy or in between that guy, or like, why did the sound felt 5 dBs higher when they played compared to us? So it used to be like that.
Wow.
Coming up.
It's
Now
more relaxing now in a great way, to be honest, because we get more creative and we kind of go into our own world.
Yeah.
Nothing really affects us in that way anymore.
But that's only something that comes with time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it used to not be so relaxed.
Do you? So when you see the other beyond the Chainsmokers, when you see people like Zed or Diplo go and do their thing and have the residencies in Vegas, I mean, is your thought good for them, or is your thought F you? How do I get that next?
I mean, we had our residency in Vegas.
Yeah, of
we
course.
kind of like turned it down now because we don't want to go. Like, we just like, I'd rather
You're at
be
that point. That's awesome.
I mean, we going there once in
We
a
just
while.
didn't want to go every week.
Yeah, I mean, there's something special with Vegas. I can't really say it here, but there's something special. And when you've done it, you understand what I mean. But, it's also, we rather go into the studio and just make music 2 more days than maybe go every week to a residency. We've done that for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fun and we had a blast. But but we prioritize other things.
yes.
Sometimes
Family,
maybe
music?
maybe we're stupid. I don't know, but we don't really care that much. And we never know. We might
just-
move here a year and do a rest. I don't know.
Like we literally, we're kind of like a little bit different there because, at the peak of Swedish House Mafia, we're like, F this,
Yeah, really.
So
it's the truth.
So and then when people are come and play in Vegas every week, like it's great. We take 2 times.
Yeah.
So we just follow the we didn't start with music to feel obliged to do stuff. We didn't.
But
Then we would have taken another job.
Yeah.
So music is like supposed to be just fun and controlling our own time and just enjoying. So that's why as long as we just feel, let's do this. Oh, let's do that. That let's do this. So that's just how we go.
And also we have a responsibility to our fans. The message we want to send out that we don't really do everything for money. You know what I mean? Like, they have to know, the people that look up to us, if there are any people that look up to us, that understands that do what you feel. Like, don't aim for the goal to be in one spot for just maybe some great money.
Axwell and Ingrosso.
Quickly, we saw your EP cover, and we always have this in the back, and I thought it was the perfect time to bring it out.
Oh yeah, there she is.
There
She looks better than the one we had.
Well, we can
actually.
only see yours. We can only see a face.
She's been used a lot though.
This one or yours?
No, this one she's like a bit
Yeah,
leaning to the left.
Yeah.
She is
dress
crooked, but
also.
she's completely untainted.
She's seen a lot.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's seen some stuff.
She leans to the left. Like,
She taught me how to make out.
why is she?
Yeah. we taught Zach how to kiss on her.
Why did you want to put her on your EP cover?
Well, we have a creative director, and we were discussing a vision, and he's like, listen, this is the thing, and we were like, we understand, and he understood what we had a message, and he took that message and his vision, and it's not really about the doll, it's more of like captioning a room where there's been going on. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like our lives in a picture. Like everything has been going on. Like everything from dirty to
it's a mess,
luxury.
but still it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah,
it is a beautiful mess.
Yeah,
she is a beautiful mess. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, I mean
she has no soul though. So I mean,
don't remind me.
But she's.
I was just getting used to her.
What's her name?
Stephanie.
Is it?
Oh.
All right. She got
Maybe you have different names for her depending on
different nights. She has different names.
Yeah.
She's versatile.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's whoever you need her to be.
That's exactly it. Axwell and Ingrosso.
Renegade's out. The perfect summer song.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm serious. I was listening to it today with my windows down. I was like, all right.
I was going to get there.
Yeah.
Renegade is out now. The EP, More Than You Know, it hits May 24th, so make sure you check it out.
Boom.
A lot of love. Thanks for talking
Thank
music
you
with
so
us.
much.
It means a lot.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, this lady.